Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be about the Wet n Wild highly coveted Mega Glow highlighters. These were like all the rave during the summertime, but the big question is, do I think these were worth the hype? So if you want to see my thoughts, definitely go ahead and stay tuned. Alright, so I do have both of the highlighters here to show you guys. So I want to first start off by saying that I did pick these up on the Wet n Wild site. I picked them up back when they first dropped their fall collection, which featured, I think it was like 3 mascaras. They had the eyeshadow trios and some liquid lipsticks, and they threw these two in as a bonus. So I have the darker shade, which is Crown of My Canopy, and then I have the Precious Metals shade, which is the lighter, more champagne gold shade. So these do retail on the site for $3.99, and right now as I'm speaking to you guys, these are in stock. So if you have been trying to track them down, go on the site and get them, because a lot of people have been having hard times finding them in store, and I too myself had a hard time finding them. However, the good news about these powders is that they are apparently supposed to be permanent for 2017. So I'm not exactly sure when those will start to roll out, but eventually I'm sure they will start to pop up in stores. But until then, definitely head over to the website. So without further ado, I'm just gonna go ahead and swatch the colors. So I'm gonna start off with Precious Petals. This is the more gold tone champagne highlight. When I place my finger in it, you can see it gets a lot of pigmentation. For me, when I first got this, I was very underwhelmed, not because it's not pigmented, but just because I was expecting the color to be a little bit more golden. So if you are like an NC45 or darker, I probably wouldn't recommend this shade, but overall it is a nice color. It's just not suitable for my skin tone. It's also very buttery going on the skin, so there's no problems in that department. So the second shade that I have is the Crown of My Canopy, and I did swatch it on my hand right here, and as you can see, it's more of a pink toned rose gold type of a highlight. But I do have to address the fact that this highlighter is a different formula than the Precious Petals. This one has micro glitters within it. It does go on smooth and buttery just the same, but it doesn't sit the same on the face. So when I say it has micro glitters, it's like very fine glitters, and you only really see it when the sun or light hits your face where you apply the product. The best thing I can say is that they're very similar to the ColourPop highlighters. In fact, I also had the same kind of reaction when I got these highlighters and when I got the ColourPop one, because I really wasn't expecting there to be glitter in them. And speaking of the ColourPop highlighters, I did also want to show you the ColourPop highlighter that I do have. This one is in the shade Highly Wasted, which if you look at this in the pan, it does look super similar to the Precious Metals one. Even when you kind of turn it, it kind of gives the same effect, that pink rose gold type of vibe. When I saw that, I realized that I think I found a dupe. Now I did go ahead and I applied Precious Petals on this side of my face, and I have the ColourPop Highly Wasted on this side of my face, and I can say that they're not an exact dupe. The Highly Wasted shade is slightly more pink than gold, and this one here is kind of like a nice balance of pink and gold, but it pulls a little bit more gold than pink in comparison to the Highly Wasted. But honestly, once you get this one on the face and kind of sheer it out, it does look super similar to the Wet n Wild one on this side. So if you still cannot get your hands on the Wet n Wild one, I would say go ahead and try out Highly Wasted by ColourPop. The formula on both of these are super similar. This one obviously is more of like a cream feel, so you do have to apply it with your fingers, and this one is a powder, but once you get them on the face, they do both give you that kind of super slick, slight highlight. They're not intense at all, but in terms of how the glitter particles look within each product, they're pretty much the same. So if you're wondering if these were worth the hype and if you should stock every single store in your area and try to get on these, honestly, I would say no, and here's why. So this one, I already said, for me personally, it is nice, but on my skin tone, it doesn't really work just because it is a lighter champagne gold type of shade, which doesn't really work all that well with me. So I would say if you're more of a lighter to fair, maybe tan, but not too tan skin tone, so lighter than NC45, which is myself, this one would probably work really nice on you. But if you are a darker skin complexion, I would go for this one, but also bear in mind that it does have a slightly different texture from this one. Honestly, they are great for the drugstore, and just based on the fact that the drugstore does not have a lot of highlighters that you can really count on. But overall, for the hype and how much I paid to get them into Canada with the shipping and all, I was very underwhelmed, and I don't feel like it was worth the hype. I definitely feel like this purchase was more of a YouTube made me buy it, because I kind of knew how expensive it was going to be by the time it got to my door, but I had to see if the hype was truly worth it. And here I am bringing this video to you guys. Let me know if you guys have these highlighters and what your thoughts are. I'm really interested to see what other people think and if your thoughts kind of align with mine. But yeah, that's pretty much all for the video, and thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to thumbs up the video before you head out and subscribe. And until my next video, we'll see you again. Bye guys.
Nothing can stop me, I'm all the way up, all the way up, all the way up. This is the